It feel good, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to thank, Mr. Ross and, the GM Sully and Half, for believing in me. And, now I know I'm going to be here a couple more years. So, feel great.
Was there any anxiety on your part? Were you worried whether the deal would get done or how soon it would get done?
Um, well, yeah, because, at the time, like you said, it's a business. And I really want to, be around my teammates. Just, be around. Like you say, had a long off season. I got kind of bored without football. So, I mean, it was more of me wanting to, be here and, be in meetings and be in practice and stuff like that. So, I mean, of course, I was nervous, because I don't know what's going on, like I said. But I'm just happy, that we got something done.
How's the shoulder?
It's good. It's great, man. I'm just, I got all my strength back. So now I'm just, just working back into it for.
When you work so hard to get the opportunity to make the field, what's the next step in your progression? How does that part of it done? What you want to keep building the team?
Now you just focus on football, man. Just keep getting better and just make sure that, that I'll be a leader for this team. I hear from my teammates and, just make sure that we get better as a team day in.
You talked about the off season. No secret, they traded some players, they got rid of some people. How are you processing all the dudes you maybe came in with going while still, getting taken care of in your own right?
Like I said, it's a business, man. Like you said, those guys who left, we still got that same brotherhood no matter what team they on. We still gonna keep that relationship, but I'm just gonna, hope that they be successful, wherever they went.
Obviously, with the money you're making, the talent you have, you're now going to be viewed as like the center of this offense, the center of this team if you weren't already. How do you take that responsibility?
Like I said, I kind of knew that, it comes to territory, man. I mean, I think I'm ready for the job. And like I said, I'm be here if my team need me anyway. And like I said, when I knew, like once the contract got done, that, like I said, I'm going to have to take on a bigger role.
What's the next step you want to take in your game? Obviously, you have the home run threat, the pass catching ability, lining up at different spots. So what's the next step?
Like I said, just improving on those things. It's always something I can do better. It don't matter just because I had a good season last year. Like you always can improve. So now just trying to get better than last year.
You said
When did you know something like this was possible in your timeline in your life? Right when you started running the ball, high school, college, when did you know this?
I mean, I always been like good football player, but I seen probably college when I was like, okay, like I actually and can be able to go to the next level. And then my first year when I got here, I seen the game. I seen like okay, like I still can make plays, and I was like, this for me.
How's it been with Malik Willis so
I ain't hear you. What you say?
Malik Willis, how's it been?
He good, man. Like you said, I like being around, like talking to him. Like you said, asking the questions, being that bun, because at the end of the day, that's who I'm being in the backfield with. So just me and him get on the same page, and working out, seeing him, talk to other guys, and making sure that we all on one page.
You talked about a question about Zach Sealer. And as I recall, you guys were locker mates your rookie year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. His influence on the younger players, and that's what I'm getting at.
Mhm.
He's with a young group of D tackles. What do you think his influence could be? What was his influence on you, if any?
It's gonna be great, man. Like I said, Zach's a great person. He talks about life, about football, whatever you need. I feel like the young group, they got a great leader to look up to, and he not just one of the guys he also shows on the field. So I mean, can't get a better example than that.
You said on Armstead's podcast that you didn't have time for a rebuild. Why are you confident that that's not what's happening here?
Because I mean, as a football player that's a competitor, I mean, the rebuild phrase, like for me, it's like okay, they basically saying we going out here to lose every game, and you know what I'm saying? Like I just can't have that mindset to we going out here to lose. So that's basically what I mean. Like I feel like, man, when you out there, whoever 11 out there, I feel like we're gonna go 100%. Like I said, I don't got that mindset to go out there and be like, we rebuilding, so we going out here to lose. This is not me.
You also talked on the podcast about stepping up as more of a vocal leader. How do you do that? What does that look like when maybe that vocalness doesn't necessarily come naturally?
Like I said, I'm getting better at it. Like you know what I'm saying, just when the team, not just somebody asking me to speak or just speaking on my own. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like practice wasn't good enough, or at the moment in practice, I feel like we need the energy to bring it up a little bit. I could be the one to bring the offense together. Like, hey, we need to fix this, like this not looking right. So it's just stuff like that.
It's early, but have you had an opportunity to do that yet?
Not yet, because I haven't been actually interacting with the guys, but I'm always the one like keeping the juice on the sideline. I might talk smack a little bit, but it's stuff like that.
What's your impressions of Jeff Hadley?
Great coach. I mean, this is my first time having a head coach that's a defensive guy, so I'm always telling him like, okay, like get on the defensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? But he's a great coach, man. And you see now that their relationships build, each other, get to know everybody, and he's gonna be good.
there's a lot of people maybe. Go ahead first.
When do you think you'll be able to resume full-time action?
Oh, I have no idea. No, I mean, I'm just doing what they tell me to do. It's not like a time limit thing. We just getting back into it for real.
I guess at least by camp you expect to be out there, or
Hopefully, yeah.
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 For you personally, like you talked about not wanting to necessarily be a part of a rebuild. People outside of this building will look at the talent and say, hey, we know Achane, we may not know everybody else.
Yeah.
What have you seen from maybe the other offensive weapons that maybe you expect from what you've seen so far?
I mean, I feel like for other guys, it's just an opportunity for them to go out, improve themselves. Like you said, like me and everybody else outside, they don't pretty much know like, who gonna be this, who gonna be that. And like I said, I see them, working in day in, day out. So I mean, when it's time to come, when they time come, they'll be prepared. And when they go out there and make plays, then people know who they is.
Is there anybody that popped to you so far? Or is it
Everybody, man. Like, especially like the new guys, as far as like, JT too. The new additions. But Malik Washington, he's stepping up in a big way, and defense, they gonna do what they do anyway. So, I know I feel like I'm an offensive guy, so I'm biased, so I'm always picking my offensive guys. But defense, I talk trash to them, they make plays, and then I feel like, bro, once you go out there and you can handle the criticism, the talking smack, and still go out there and play and be focused, you'll be good.
The offensive line has changed a little bit. That left side,
Mhm.
I think maybe a lot bigger with
Yeah.
Proctor and Patrick Paul there. What do you see? Obviously you haven't been behind them, but what do you see from that room?
It's gonna be great, man. Like you said, with KP, the new addition, we still have Brew, and like I said, that probably be the biggest left side, in the field. And then Austin be back, and then the right guard, you got Jonas. So I feel like that group together, they're gonna be good, man. I see them working, they running, and I mean, if you got a goal line, you can do anything.
Now your thoughts on the Jalen Butler trade? You're almost alone out there as a returning skill player. What were your thoughts on the Jalen Butler trade?
Like I said, it's a business, man. But we talked like as soon as it happened. I think he called me like 2 minutes later, and I was in shock, obviously. But you know what I'm saying, like I'm just grateful for him, and I'm just happy that he can go somewhere and make plays like he was doing here. And like I said, I wish the best for him, and then when we play him, just make sure that he don't go off against us.
You've always been productive in your first 3 years, but now you're kind of the lone man standing in terms of top talent on the team. Are you ready for teams throwing more attention your way?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what comes with it. More, like you said, more attention. More people in the box now. But I mean, it's football, man. Like if they got nine guys, 8 guys in the box, I feel like that's what we got other receivers for, and that's what they out here practicing to be able to make plays. And like I said, if everybody focus on me, who worry about the other 10 people on the team?
I know for you personally, you're always working on stuff, but rehab aside, has there been anything in particular you've changed body, skill-wise, that you hoping to unveil this year?
I mean, kind of, just make sure that that I'm at top shape. Cause like you said, no telling how the game gonna go. I get 40 carries, 20 carries, if I get receptions, to make sure that I'm always available for real. Like it don't matter what the down is or what they asking me to do. Like I said, I don't just run the ball. I line up everywhere. So just making sure that I know what I'm doing and I can do it at 100%. As a leader with some, like not just talking all the time, but make sure that I'm backing up what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm just going off on everybody, but I'm at practice not doing what I'm telling y'all to do, like then they looking at me like, what I'm saying? He not doing what he telling me to do, so why would I do it? So just make sure that it ain't just me being vocal, but I'm also like showing that okay, like this how he working and everybody else just follow along. I seen him in person. Yeah, we was chopping it up. He doing his DJ stuff and stuff like that. But he just enjoying time and just trying to get back.